Okay, so this video is going to be a companion to the first assignment. If you have not watched the previous videos in this playlist, as well as the videos that are listed under the assignment, go back and watch those first. It's going to help you significantly in understanding what I'm doing here because I reference things from those other videos. The majority of those videos have been created by Adobe, who manufactures Photoshop, and they have gone through and created all these videos to help you understand all the parts and pieces that we're now getting ready to put together. So if you're watching this video, haven't watched the other ones, there's going to be information referenced in those, and it may not make sense. Okay? So what I have done is I have created File, New, and I created my artboard. Okay, and this one I've gone into View, and turned on my rulers about halfway down. By default, they're off. So if you check these, you're going to see that you get on your artboard, you get these rulers across the top and across the bottom. And the upper corner right here starts at 0, and then you can see this is 12 inches, 12 inches. And if I want to know where my middle is, I can move until the little white line up here. You see that moving white line? Until that gets on 6, and then I can come down until that gets on 6, and that's the approximate center of my document. So it just sort of helps you with laying things out, knowing how big things are, and also approximating. I'm going to pull this over, make sure you guys can see these. Okay, so my first layer, let's talk a little bit about the layer up here. My first layer is just the background. I have now gone in File, Open, and opened an image. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these, it stacks them as tabs. So I've created my document, and then I've opened my image that I'm using in here, and it's stacked them as tabs, and I'm going to need to pull them apart so that I can move this, drag and drop this in to this artboard when I'm finished with it. Okay, so I can see, based on the rulers, that this is not 6 inches. And what that means I'm going to need to do is find a larger image. And I will create a video on how to do that. But for now, what you're going to want to do is make sure that when you're taking your photos with your phone, you want to make sure that your images are big enough to work with so that you don't scale them up. Because as I previously explained, when you scale them up, you are going to lose quality. Okay, so this image won't work. So I would need to get an image that is larger, that is going to be, when I crop it, 6 inches by 6 inches, because that is the size of my canvas. Okay, since I have limited images on this is a school computer. I'm just going to close this and find another one that I may have. Let's see, File, Open. Okay, so here is one that I created. It should be larger. I'm having some issues with it opening documents for me. So I just moved it off. Let's try it again. I don't know why it's doing this. I've never seen it do it before. It does stuff sometimes and you're like, where did that come from? There we go. Okay, so I just moved everything off, and now it brought it in. And now you can see this is almost 10 inches. So I can crop this to be 6 inches by 6 inches to work with my document. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crop it. Okay? So I'm going to come to my ruler, and I'm going to pull out to the 2-inch mark, and then to the 8-inch mark, guidelines. And all I did was click on the ruler, hold down, and drag out these guidelines. And what these are going to do is they're going to allow me, in this case I'm going to do it 1 inch in, whoops, sorry, didn't click on the, and then, oh, then that is that, so I have to adjust that one. So this is actually a little less than 6, so I've got like 3/4 of an inch. So I can move these. After I've put them in, I can move them. Usually I can move them. If not, you go back to view. And, well, it doesn't say guides locked. I should be able to move them. Oh, there we go. I just wasn't hitting it right, I guess. Let me get on my select and move tool. Okay, there you go. That's the answer. Select and move tool. Or move tool, excuse me. Select and move is another program. Okay, so I'm coming down to right there. Okay, that is going to give me my size that I want. I'm going to come over here and hit my rectangular marquee tool, and I'm going to come in and crop my image by clicking, holding, and dragging my rectangular marquee within that area. Now it looks like it's a little bit off, but that's okay. It's a good starting point. And then I'm going to go image, crop, and it's going to crop my image. And that is going to be enough for me to get started with. So I'm going to select. You need to be able to see both of them. If they're on 2 separate tabs, separate this one out by just holding the tab and pulling it off. And then I'm going to drag and drop. Well, I forgot to check. I forgot to check. Here's another thing. It's a good thing is making these mistakes so you can see what's going wrong. Okay, so image size. There's my problem. So the resolution was only 72. So you see the size is different than the resolution. Okay. Now, since I can only upload a 15-minute video, I'm going to tell you exactly what not to do here. Don't do this, but I'm going to do this so that I can, let me delete this, so that I can continue with this video rather than spend time searching for something, because it will canvas size. No, let's just do image size. Image size. Okay, and this is what you're not doing, because it will make decisions and you can see they're bad. But just so that I have an image that works. Because I only have 15 minutes that I can work with this. Okay, and then when I want to copy this 4 times, right, for your assignment, you're copying this 4 times. Don't need him anymore, he's gone. Just close him out. I'm going to do layer. Oh, sorry, it's up here. Layer, duplicate layer. And pull that off. It will put it right on top of what it was before. And now I can come over here to my layers, and you'll see that I have this layer, which is the first one, this layer, which is the second one, and this layer, which is the background, which is the white canvas. Now I can come over here and hold down the Shift key and select both these layers, so I can duplicate multiple layers. And there we go. And I have now done what I've said to do in the assignment, which is to duplicate my image 4 times on my canvas. Okay. I'm going to save this. I'm going to let it be a PSD file, because remember, that's what you're submitting to me. I'm going to give it a really great name that I'm going to be able to remember what it is years down the road. I've got my keyboard over here. Andy Warhol. Assignment 1. I think I called it 01. And save that in my DMPT 1010 folder. Okay, so I'm going to stop this video here because I have a time limit, and I will continue in the next one.